To make the most of Redfall's gunplay and gameplay in general, these are the best settings for reducing input lag, improving visual fidelity, and configuring your mouse sensitivity, and in particular the ADS and scope sensitivity that is missing from the in-game settings. Check the chapters below if you only want to see a specific section. Let's start off with the video settings. Only play on full screen. Windowed full screen and windowed introduce even more input lag. Turn VSync off, this also adds significant delay. For lower spec systems, you may want to stick to a lower field of view like 103-ish, but if you can take a slight performance hit, feel free to set this higher if that's your preference. Motion blur off, HDR off. For quality, set it to custom and set everything to low, except for anti-aliasing. I found FXAA high to be a very inexpensive option to have on for how much it improves your visual fidelity. To be honest, there's not much difference between low and high for the rest of the settings, so having them all on low gives you the most frames. Upscaling needs to be disabled. None of the options provided any noticeable benefits. Turning this off can greatly improve your fidelity and greatly reduce input lag. Reflex low latency to on plus boost. If you do run into performance problems, you can try turning this to just on. In gameplay, disable camera shake and turn off head bob. In mouse and keyboard, I have sprint toggled on simply because you spend a lot of time running around, but this one's just preference. Mouse sensitivity is where things get interesting. In game, you can't use decimals, so the sensitivity jumps are quite large. For me on 1200 DPI, 0.4 is 42 cm per 360, and 0.3 is 56 cm. That's a difference of 14, which is huge. There's a few ways around this. If your mouse has software, chances are you can just change your DPI in steps of 50 or 100, which can be an easy way to quickly fine-tune your sensitivity. The other option is going here, which I'll link in the description. Just paste this into your file explorer and open game user settings. Find mouse sensitivity and enter the value you want, then save. Just make sure the game is closed when you save it. The next challenge is your ADS and scope sensitivity, which is defaulted to an extremely low value with no option to change it. There is a workaround for this if your mouse has software with macros. Using a sequence macro for on press, use DPI cycle if you only have 2 DPI settings, or DPI up here if you have multiple. Add right click to while holding, delete any other inputs. In on release, add the mouse to release and DPI cycle or DPI down. Save the macro and place it on mouse 2, preferably on a custom profile for Redfall. Now, whenever you ADS, your DPI shifts up to your specified value. I personally found 1050 DPI at 0.4 mouse sensitivity and 1700 DPI for my ADS felt pretty natural, which goes to show just how low they set the default. Unfortunately, there is no option to toggle ADS in-game, and I couldn't find a way to adjust DPI and toggle ADS in the same macro. If anyone knows how you can do this, please let me know. There we have it. Hopefully many of these performance issues will be fixed in the future, but for now, these are the settings that will let you make the most out of the gunplay. You can check out my full review of the game in this video here. Thanks for watching, be sure to subscribe for more content like this, and I'll catch you in the next one.